clear and a categorical statement made by the chief. It is a matter-of-fact statement actually, where the Chief General Rawat has stated that you cannot get Azadi, which is a factual position. If you Kashmir has been into this proxy war, which is of course which is orchestrated by Pakistan and the ISI and the army. They haven't achieved anything. It has actually been bad for Kashmir. And if they think that some of the 5 to 7% people who are fighting for Azadi, of course backed by Pakistan ISI, they should understand that Azadi is never going to happen, and it has never happened earlier. You see, there were a lot of predictions when we got independence, and after that India will break up into 530 odd states. It has never happened. And even in the northeast insurgencies, there were the Mizoram and Manipur and Nagaland. They are integrated today, and Kashmir has to understand, especially the youth of Kashmir, understand they are fighting a futile battle at the behest of another nation, and it is better to for them to understand that Azadi is never going to happen, and they should ensure peace, progress, and prosperity for Kashmir.
I think it's a very straightforward message to the stone pelters and others who are indulging in anti-national activities. Give up this path or face consequences. As far as Kashmir is concerned, it has always been part of India, and it will remain so in future also. There's no question, of secession or any such thing, will not be tolerated by any government in this country or any army. And Indian army is quite capable of protecting.
Let's quickly go across to Republic TV's team of reporters and editors tracking it closely from Kashmir. We have our Kashmir Bureau Chief Zinat, Jammu Bureau Chief Tajinder, and our strategic editor Snehesh joining us on this big story. Snehesh, coming to you now. A bigger takeaway from all the things and all the stern messages that have gone across from the army chief, it seems that the line has been drawn, and having said that, the very concept of Azadi has been demolished now when the army chief himself says that Azadi will never happen. And there cannot be a bigger message to those who are pro-Azadi, pro-Pelter Brigade.
Absolutely, Sakal. This is the strongest ever message that has been sent out by the army chief. He's made it very clear that Azadi is not an option. Azadi is something that the youth who've taken up arms against the state are never going to get. At the same time, he's also given a second direct warning to the stone pelters that those who come in between the operations conducted by the Indian Army, they would be dealt with strongly. Remember, last year the army chief had made it very clear that these stone pelters, when they interfere in army operations, would be treated as overground workers. At the same time, this is today's message that the army chief has sent out is the strongest ever. This also comes just before the unified command meeting that Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti has called for. She's asked for a ceasefire. Remember that way back in 2000, when the ceasefire was first was initiated by the Vajpayee government, it was the Hizbul Mujahideen which first called for it, and then the army. But eventually, within 4 months, the ceasefire collapsed. The fear in the security establishment here is that this ceasefire, if at all it comes through, it possibly could be a groundwork to regroup. It's because right now it's a tactical advantage with the army. The army feels that the operation should continue, and they are going to continue with the operations against the terrorists.
Yes, and Zinat, Tajinder as well as Snehesh continue staying with us on this big story, and we